Teachers that have shown that they did not do a good job, and they still held on to their job and all their benefits.
Yeah.
That's
you cannot. My mom. Okay, let's break this down. My dad's the head of the union on the fire department side. My mom was the director of education. She can't fire teachers that are lazy and incompetent. No, she can't.
Of course you can.
You say, of course you can, but then when it comes to a situation, they actually can't fire the teacher. A principal cannot.
If they have tenure and they haven't actually done something that's explicitly wrong, they can't. They get to hang out with the first grade class until they retire.
Actually, that is not true. And if you keep on using myths, you'll actually convince your watchers that it's true and it's not true. Due process means just that people should have a right to speak and a right to say, if a special needs kid needs some help, a teacher should have the right to talk about that.
I don't doubt that, but
why wouldn't a charter school teacher not talk about that?
People in America have the right to start a charter school.
Because what happens
it's the freedom of their own capital. It's the freedom of choice. They're allowed to have a charter school. They should.
Actually, people in the United States of America, kids in the United States, one of the few things we do in America is give them access to a free public education. And they should have great neighborhood public schools.
They should, but they don't.
Where's the accountability for teachers? Who's measuring if they're doing a good job, if in fact their teaching is the way that's actually moving the needle for children? Who's monitoring, and where's the accountability for teachers and the unions?
We have an accountability system. Frankly, there should be reliable, good evaluations.
I agree.
What's happened in the last few years, it's become fixated on testing instead of what the teacher is actually teaching. So frankly, the last 10 years, the accountability system has made things about the test rather than about teaching.
But should there be a test for teachers?
Actually, before teachers become teachers, you have to take a test.
But I don't think the testing should end when you're a teacher.
Well,
how about you keep doing the testing?
Let me ask you this. I was a high school social studies teacher. What I taught was the Constitution and the Bill of Rights. When I want a principal to look at what I'm teaching, I want a principal to see what kids are doing. That kind of project work, that is the best evaluation. And so that's not about taking a test.
I agree. Yeah, 100%. Right. Sounds like a lot of fantastic charter schools. I agree with all the empathy. I love the kids.
It definitely does.
So there's a whole lot of great public schools, too. Come with me to some of them.
Randy, before you go.
I've never been. I only went to public school.
So come with me.
Before you go, I want to ask you, your union has made a decision. You're going to back Hillary Clinton and not Bernie Sanders.
We made a decision in July to endorse Hillary Clinton. The NEA just made a decision this weekend to endorse Hillary Clinton.
What is she going to do for education?
You know, she's going to listen to parents and listen to teachers and fight for early childhood and fight to attract and retain the best and the brightest and keep the best and the brightest in classrooms. Focus on poverty. Make sure that we are meeting kids where they are so that we can actually help them fulfill their God-given potential.
Sounds like every president should do.
Why wouldn't Bernie Sanders do that? Or maybe Joe Biden?
Look, I love both of them. But I think that what happens is that she has the experience, she has the tenacity, she's focused on kids her entire adult life.
Is she a fan of Common Core?
She's a fan of higher standards, yeah.
You would never endorse a Republican, ever.
We endorsed George Pataki for governor, and we endorsed Jacob Javits for senator when in New York.
President.
And frankly, remember the last time I was on, we talked about how Ronald Reagan came to our convention in '83.
Which y'all didn't endorse him.
And Pataki was pro-charter school, just saying.
But the focus is we have to be pro-public school. Public school has to be public good.
I think you can be pro-public school.
We're not anti-public school.
I think you have to be pro-children.
Maria and I went to public school.
You have to be pro-children.
I got 4 kids in public school. We're not anti-public school because I'm not a Republican, but I'm not anti.
But don't you think that charters should have the same accountability requirements as public schools?
Sure.
Okay. Let's see the accountability of public schools.
Well, accountability of public schools every single day is, are we helping kids succeed?
Yeah.
Randy, good to have you on the show today.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Randy Weingarten there. Mcdowell.